Okay, so that's the announcement. I've got 7 minutes for stories, so I'll do them fast. The first story I wanted to tell, and by the way, these all have to do with a human being discovering power inside of them that maybe they hadn't seen before. So there was a girl I got to meet in rural Arizona named Celine. I think she was a 5th grader when I met her, maybe 6th. Celine had gone to a school that had a lot of challenges. She was a good student, definitely works hard, takes things seriously. Celine doesn't have parents in the home with her. She lives with an older relative, and just one of these people. I mean, you can just tell like her heart is pure, and somebody you want to cheer for. And I drove. We did an open house. This is now a couple of years ago, and we got to go and sit down at this open house. And she, coming from a very different kind of educational setting, sat down with me, and I showed her Khan Academy. I was like, there's this thing called Khan Academy, and here's all of your math, like 5th grade. And she kind of played around with it. Was like not sure at first, and started answering questions. And pretty soon I couldn't like get her off of there. She was just like answering like more and more questions. And I said, well, what do you think? And she kind of looked at me like suspicious. There was this moment where it was like, so you're saying like I could just go on here and like learn anything I want to learn, and I could do whatever math I want to do. And I was able to look at her with a straight face and say, yes, that's the whole point. Like, you want to learn, let's support that and let you learn. Just seeing her and giving her that permission. That, by the way, was 15 minutes with me and a whole year, 2 years with the same amazing learning guide in her microschool, who's just done amazing work. And now you have this person who's not only been given that permission, but now has the confidence and the swagger and the ability to go out. And I have no doubt that Celine, anything she wants to do in this world, she'll be able to do. I met a boy named Calvin. Calvin was having some behavior challenges in an elementary school here in Mesa. So, there's a visionary principal at the school. This principal knew Calvin really well because they'd spent a lot of time together when Calvin was getting in trouble. He'd been in and out. There's been discussion about asking Calvin to leave the school, to go somewhere else. Lots of challenges for everybody involved. I think it just wasn't a fun experience. Calvin, because of the foresight and wisdom of this principal, was able to go participate in the Prenda microschool down the hall. And it was interesting to watch as he kind of similar to Celine, kind of got suspicious, got curious, looked around, and here again with math, took the challenge to learn math, and not just learn it, but to race through math. And so this boy, I would stop by every couple of weeks and see where he's at. But he went from, starting from the beginning. I think he came in like October. By Christmas, he had done his whole grade level of math. And then the next February, March, he was already well into the next year. So he's working at 7th grade math. I had a powerful moment where I got to talk to him and say, how's behavior? I mean, are you getting in trouble? Like, what's going on? And he kind of looked at me and smiled, and he said, I got caught chewing gum on the bus one time. But to go from where he was to that, and to see his confidence bolstered, and his just that freedom and the permission that he was given, the space he was given, the trust really that he was given. And again, this wasn't me. There was an amazing guide in the room, and Calvin was able to embrace his autonomy and step up. The last story I'll tell is about my own daughter. I have a daughter named Maisie. She's 8. She's a 3rd grader, and I think her guide's here on the call. She just loves her microschool and loves the other kids. Maisie this year got excited about a Create project to write, direct, produce, and put on her own play. And I got to see the process. I got to see her thinking through the dialogue that would be in the play and writing it down. And I got to see her go through the human drama of sort of negotiating with peers to try to get them to play different roles or to act in different ways, enlisting help from others in the class to sort of be stage hands and move things around. I got to see her grapple with grapple with marketing her performance and making a flyer and sending it out and encouraging all the parents to come and watch. And as I sat on a chair in the backyard and watched this play, it was just a moment for me where you just see like a kid who can do this is going to be able to do anything. And I was grateful that that was my own kid, but I feel exactly the same way about Calvin and about Celine and about the kids that you guys are working with in your microschools. I honestly hope you're getting moments like these, because I know there's hard ones too, and I've been there. But I hope you're able to see how this spark and this moment, this influence that you can have of unlocking some of these things, creating that trust, creating that space, and getting a kid to a point where they believe that they can and want to learn things and learn anything. That's going to be more important than, did they get fractions this week or did it take them, 2 weeks after that? So I just want to sort of share those stories, and thank you for the wonderful work you're doing and the attitude you bring, the goodness and humility and helpfulness that shows up in the culture of all of you and in the microschools that you're creating. I have one of my favorite things that I do, probably top favorite, is go visit. And sometimes I just get to come and see and ask kids questions and see what's going on. And I just see so much good that's happening. I hope you're seeing it as well. Okay, how'd I do? I got one request. 15 minutes. I'm done. I'm out of time. Here's my request. There are lots of other kids that need this. We, last fall, we had to turn away something like 3,000 or 4,000 kids that we just didn't have spaces for. We didn't have microschools. Many of you, most of you are in Arizona. Hopefully we have some folks joining us from some of the work we've been doing in other places, and so excited about that. If you know people that would want to participate and be part of this, please send them our way. Please talk to them about it, share the experience you're having, and encourage them. We need guides. I mean, that's the long and the short of it is those kids, they would benefit just like Maisie, my daughter, and Celine and Calvin that I just talked about. They would love to be part of an educational setting like this, and they're coming to us and wanting to participate. We just don't have space for them. So my request to you is please think through your friends. Rochelle does an activity where she'll have people take out her phone and just go through, just start scrolling through contacts. And is there somebody that I could talk to about this? I really am confident that given who you are, there are people in your life that could be awesome with this. And obviously we don't want to cajole anybody into it, but I think there's people that could also find the joy and growth and the meaning and purpose that we've been talking about. So that's my request is think about that. Please just consider who else do you know that could be a learning guide and run a microschool in your community, and let's get this to more kids and continue the great work we're doing. Again, just thank you so much. I admire and look up to all of you, and I just appreciate being part of all of this alongside you guys. So thank you, and that's all I have for today.